Turn around, PJ.
Hey, what's the whole
PJ, look that way. PJ.
All right, my guy PJ right here. My guy PJ. I'm gonna call that. We gonna call that a sky top. That is not no high top. That is a sky top. But YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy, Wavvvy AD, man. And I'm back with another video. For today's video, we're gonna be talking about Hightop Locs, man. Hightop Locs. Before we even get into the video, this video is not to, you know, down talk Hightop Locs. It's not to like persuade you not to get Hightop Locs, but this is just things to think about before you do get Hightop Locs. Also, I do want to say all locks are valid. All locks are, you know, part of the lock community. So whatever locks that you like or whatever locks that you feel like, you know, look the best, make sure you get those type of locks. You know, don't base your, you know, what you get off of anybody else's opinion. It should only matter what you think and what you like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop a new video. I be seeing y'all. A lot of y'all do got the notifications on, and I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out notification gang. Let's get it. Hightop Locs is one of the most popular, you know, one of the most common locks that I see nowadays. And they're also one of the #1 type of locks that, you know, get talked about and kind of get down talked in the lock community, especially on TikTok. But there are legit reasons why a full head of locks is better than a high top. It's just facts, you know what I'm saying? Some of it does come down to personal opinion, but some of it is just flat out facts. All right, the first thing to think about whenever you're thinking about getting a Hightop Locs is the shape of your head. You know, if you don't know the shape of your head, have somebody take a picture of your head like this. Have them take a side profile of your head. And if you got a motherfucking peanut, if you got something hanging back here, think about it, man. Think about it hard, because if you got a high top, most of your styles are gonna be up. You feel me? Most of your styles are gonna be up, or you're gonna have like two barrel twists, or however you decide to have it. All of this is gonna be showing. So if you got a peanut on the back of your head, if you got a lump on the back of your head, you know, you might want to think about it. It also goes for, you know, up front too, because a lot of people I see with Hightop Locs, they don't really use them, you don't really wear them down too much. And if you got a big ass forehead and you want to, you know, let them hang down, you know what I mean? You got to make sure that you got to make sure your locks are able to cover your forehead. You feel me? So if you got Hightop Locs, you know, and you don't plan on wearing them down, make sure you think about that too. Which leads me into the next one. There is no going back. Like, there is no going back. Well, I might not say there's no going back, because you can always grow out your sides. You can always grow out the sides and backs. But if you talk to anybody who decided to do that, they are most definitely gonna tell you that they probably wish they would have started with a full head, just because, like, it's just less maintenance, and you just overall gonna look rough. Like, check out a couple of these videos right here. Just check them out real quick.
Bro, I swear, trusting the process when it comes to growing out your sides is way worse than the actual lock journey. I swear it is. I can deal with these not locking fast, but this part isn't long enough to get cornrow like the rest of it yet. So I'm still over here looking homeless, and boy, it looks rough.
May 2020 was the last time his hair was retwisted.
We burn a nigga to the 3rd degree. Rush from DOA, dead on the rival. You can't rest the G.
Tired of your high tops? Grow out the sides and back.
So yeah, literally, you got mature locks on the top of your head. Now you got a fro, you got starter locks, you got little comb coils, you got all types of little things going on under the Hightop Locs. Like, it's just crazy to even think about. Like, at that point, you might as well cut them off and just restart. You feel me? But, you know, some people do it. Some people have done it. You just gotta remember, you're gonna have, you know, super long dreads. You're gonna have, you know, some short dreads at the same time. Your dreads are gonna be uneven. So that is all up to you to decide. But if you start with the full head of locks, you can always go to a high top. All right, the next thing to think about whenever you're thinking about getting Hightop Locs is the volume of the locks. So if you look at a full head of locks and you look at a high top head of locks, the full head of locks obviously gonna have more volume, just because there's more dreads. So that, you know, it obviously looks a little more full. The Hightop Locs doesn't have any dreads, you know, under there or anything like that. So it's gonna look less full. Now, some people do have some thick hair to where it looks like they have full locks, or they have a high top, but it's not like a true high top. I'm talking high tops like right here, you know what I'm saying? Some people have high top locks and they go like right here, which is I consider more of like a drop fade. But in the event that you don't have hair that's super thick to where it's gonna look like your hair is pretty full, even if you have high top locks, you gotta think about how thin your hair is gonna look, or how like your hair is gonna look when it's down, because you might be disappointed on how it looks whenever you do have it down, and then at that point you're gonna be wearing your hair up all the time. Another thing, with Hightop Locs, you're gonna feel like you're not making that much progress in terms of your length. And the reason I say that is because whenever you have just hair on top of your head, it's gonna take longer for that hair on top of your head to touch your shoulders than if you had hair all around your head. So for instance, I have a dread right here. It's touching my ear, it's going past my ear, and that's because I have a full head of locks. If I had Hightop Locs, this piece of hair right here is not touching my ear yet, just because it's on the top of my head. So in the event you're looking at somebody else's locks and their hair is like touching their shoulders and your hair is only like right here, your hair could be longer than their hair. But since you have Hightop Locs and it's only on top of your head, you can't tell. If you want your locks, if you want to feel like you got, you know, super long locks and everything like that, and you want them to touch your shoulders and touch your neck and all that other stuff, you got to think about that as well. It might take a little bit longer for your lock to do that, just because, you know, it's only on top of your head. All right, now it's time to talk about getting a haircut with Hightop Locs. Before I even say something, let's take a look at this video right here. Let's take a look at this video right here.
Turn around, PJ. PJ, look that way. PJ.
All right, my guy PJ right here. My guy PJ, I'm gonna call that, we're gonna call that a sky top. That is not no high top. That is a sky top. But this is a good example of a bad barber. His barber or whoever is cutting his hair is probably just going around his head and just like going too high up on his taper, and eventually it got to the point where it went up and 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 up, and for some reason he decided to keep it. I don't know why he decided to keep it. PJ, if you watching this video, man, cut that shit off if you ain't already cut it off. Cut it off. But anyways, when having a high top, you gotta have some trust in your barber that he's not nicking that new growth, and he's not nicking that, you know, nappy hair that's right there, that's part of your lock that would be retwisted, because that's just gonna thin your locks out, and then that one's gonna fall off, and the next one's gonna fall off, and that means your taper up and up and up. And that doesn't include just the sides in the back, that also includes your front taper as well. So you gotta remember that. If your locks are getting pushed back and back and back and back and back, that's why people's taper gets this big, this big, this big, this big, this big. And it's like, bro, when it gets to a certain point, man, it's time. If it gets to the point where your taper is back here, it's time to cut them. It's time to cut them. If your hair gets like PJ's, it's time to cut them. Also, another thing is, like, whenever you're in the middle of, you know, you just got a fresh haircut and now you're going like you're going until you get to your next haircut, it's gonna be super nappy and just super, you know, super bogus. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be bogus looking. You can't go like, you know, a month or, you know, 2-3 months without getting a haircut, because it's obviously noticeable. You're gonna have a, you know, big matted mess, unless you get the draves, which is a combo of dread and waves, like my boy right here got.
I love the game.
Which, you know, I'm an advocate for that. I fuck with that. I ain't gonna lie. That is probably one of the coldest high tops I've ever seen. There is a lot of cold high tops out there, like my boy right here, or my boy right here. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it all comes down to how you take care of your hair and what you decide to do with your hair, which all comes down to research or, you know, trying new things. You never know what you like until you try it. You never know what's gonna happen until you try it. That's all I got for y'all though, man. If y'all felt like I missed something, or y'all just want to add to it, a lot of the stuff I learned is by going through comments and seeing personal experiences. So I want to hear y'all's. If y'all think I said something wrong, or y'all think y'all want to add something onto what I said, feel free to drop it down in the comments. I'll respond to every single comment. But yeah, make sure you join the wave and make sure you stay wavy. Gang, gang, gang.
I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.